Loz lesson about putting SP on a pedestal. Okay. So guys, if you have a hard time with not putting someone on a pedestal, you've got to understand what your self-concept is behind that. A lot of you do put your person on a pedestal in a bad way and not a good way. Now, there's a difference. When you're in love with someone, of course, you're going to think they're great. Who wants to be in love with someone who's not great? Okay. But there's a difference between thinking they're great and loving them and putting them on a pedestal so much that you put yourself below them. And that's not what we want. So today I'm going to talk about putting them on a pedestal, putting your specific person on a pedestal and whether that's good or bad. Okay. So guys, if you're not in the squad, you just missed out on one of the best things we've ever put in the squad. And it was Mentor Monday. And it's going to happen from now on every Monday with some of the mentors. We have mentors in the Subconscious Laws squad who are so well versed on the teachings of law of assumption, and the teachings of Neville Goddard and how I teach. And they answer people's questions in the Q&A forum that's posted every Monday. It's a post inside the squad. And the aim of the post is for you guys to ask your questions, hopefully without too much old story and circumstances and spiraling, and they can help you. But a lot of people do have old circumstances and do spiral in there and do ask questions in a way that I don't really teach. And all the mentors are in there to help you to understand why you're asking the way you're asking and the answer to your questions and how to manifest what it is you want based on that question. And they just did a live just then, and it was Jenna, my right-hand woman, and the two Sarahs, Sarah and Sarah, two of our mentors. And it was so amazing because what they did was they were discussing common things they keep seeing inside the Q&A forum that people are having trouble with. Now, I'm not privy to the Q&A forum. I'm not in the squad every day like they are. I'm too busy dealing with my 12 staff and creating courses and filming videos to be actually active in the Q&A forum. But the mentors are, and they know exactly what questions keep coming up. They see the same people asking the same types of questions. They see your progress or lack of progress. And they also know the common themes that are going on in the Q&A forum that people are having trouble with. Things like thought reflection. And the first thing they discussed today was how people are misunderstanding thought reflection, and they think it means putting words into someone's mouth, but it's actually not that, and what they need to do to change it. So I think I might do a Loz lesson about that today because a lot of you are having trouble with that, unless you want a Loz lesson about something else. But that Mentor Monday is going to happen now every Monday, either on US time about 9 p.m. EST around that time, or a UK Australian time one for the UK Australian mentors. And you guys can watch it back. So if you missed it today in the squad, it's in my private monthly coaching group called the Subconscious Laws Squad. And the way you join it is at subconsciouslaws.com. It's a private Facebook group. You join through my website first because it's $35 a month. And within that membership, you not only get me going live on Friday to answer your questions, you can also ask your questions in the Q&A forum. But now the mentors are going to go live with you to discuss those questions. So you're going to get impacted from not only my answers and the answers of the mentors in the forum, but actually getting the viewpoints of all different people. And what was so fascinating about watching that was I was learning so much from different viewpoints, right? So discussing the same topic, but from different viewpoints, and how they manifested their SPs to change and what they did and how they would answer a question about thought reflection, etc., different from me, right? Or the same as me, but either way, they're all on the same page with how we teach this. And so it's such an insightful hour. And it went out for over an hour. It was an hour and a half of these girls honestly giving the hugest amount of wisdom you're ever going to hear. So make sure you come and join the Subconscious Laws Squad right now, guys. And you'll get to watch the Mentor Monday that just happened with Sarah, and Jenna. It was honestly phenomenal. And I can't wait to see the next one. And I'm just going to sit silently in the background and let them do their masterful work because they're so, so good at answering questions and explaining this so well. So if you go into the squad now, guys, for only $35, not only do you get to join and rewatch Mentor Mondays and the Facebook Friday lives with me, you get to ask your questions every day if you want to in the Q&A forum, plus you get my 2 courses that are in there. There's Back and Begging right now, my major focused course, plus Make Them Obsessed, my original founding course in there, plus all the other benefits of the squad. It's like a no-brainer to join, guys, for only $35 because in a couple of weeks, this only lasts for 2 months, this course will be taken out and put on my website for hundreds of dollars. So for 2 months of membership, you get to do this whole course for $35 a month. It's like a no-brainer to join with all those extra benefits. What's this? Mentor Monday was a huge addition to the squad. Isn't it fantastic? It's so great hearing other viewpoints how they would handle certain things differently. I love it. Different affirmations that they use from me, like saying, oh, they don't really like saying chosen. Well, I like saying chosen. Another person that might be totally anathema to their brain and they are coming up with something different to think and say. It's brilliant. Oh, Jenna's here. Jenna ran the whole thing. She did an amazing job. So guys, someone just asked me for a Loz lesson about putting someone on a pedestal, and I was just speaking then about the squad, and I'm putting the squad mentors on a pedestal today because I just watched the Mentor Monday and it was so amazing. Now, putting someone on a pedestal would mean you think they're great, okay? And there's two ways of thinking about it. So I can think I put the mentors on a pedestal by thinking they're very, very intelligent. They really understand how to answer questions. They've got wonderful, insightful sayings and affirmations and ways that they handle things. And I put them on a pedestal in my mind thinking they're amazing. But does that mean, and I'm just using this example, that I think, oh my God, I better leave my Facebook group. These mentors are so much better than me at teaching this. I'm shit. Now, some of you do that with your SP. You put them up so far above you that you then think of yourself as less than. Now, I could watch that Mentor Monday and think, holy shit, these people have learned well and they are amazing at this, and not feel threatened by thinking they are going to take over my job or something, right? But some of you take it too far with loving someone, and you've got to think, where's that coming from if I put them on a pedestal above me, or think they don't want me because they're better than me, or in a way that's like above you? And that's where the dangerous putting them on a pedestal is. The not dangerous putting them on a pedestal is they're great and I'm equally great. The mentors are great and I'm equally great. My boyfriend's great and I'm equally great. That's different. You understand? When you're in love with someone and you decide you say yes to their proposal and you marry them, you don't not think they're great the whole time you're married to them. Of course you do. You love them. You're in love with them. You married them, didn't you? Why did you say yes to a proposal from a person if you didn't think they were great? That'd be a fucking weird proposal if you thought they were below you while they were down on their knees and you're thinking, oh, this guy's a piece of shit, but I'll say yes. That's strange, okay? We, of course, love them. We, of course, think they're on a pedestal. Otherwise, why would we like them? But there's a difference between that and thinking they're better than you, thinking that and thinking they're above you, thinking that and thinking they won't choose you, thinking that and thinking you're less than. You understand? So if you guys have just put them on a pedestal, your specific person, because you think they're so great, you think they've got wonderful qualities and you love them, that's fine. But if you're putting them on a pedestal and thinking you're less than them, not great. If you're putting them on a pedestal and thinking they won't choose you, definitely not great. So ask yourself, if you're doing that pedestaling, why are you doing that? What thought is behind you thinking they're better than you? What thought is behind you thinking they won't choose you? What thought is behind you thinking they're so fucking great, you'll never find another man like this again because he's so fucking Mr. Wonderful? And guys, yes, you do think they're wonderful if you love them, but there's a difference between thinking they're Mr. Wonderful and there's no one else, and thinking, oh, there's so many other men in the world who are going to give me attention. Plus this guy, he's great, but this guy gives me attention too. And oh, this guy, because I'm so great. You understand? A lot of you find someone and you think all your dreams and hopes and happiness are wrapped up in that person, but you've got to understand all they're doing is going to reflect you and what you think of you. So you can't put all your happiness on one person, because if they are simply your reflection, and that's how law of assumption, how manifestation actually works, then if you don't feel happy within yourself, you don't feel like you can give yourself happiness, you don't feel lovable, you don't feel enough, then eventually this person you put on a pedestal as your whole happiness will actually look down on you and think, I'm actually better than her, because you've put your whole happiness into them. I place my whole happiness into you because you're better than me, because you're going to give to me, because I don't have that in my life and you're going to provide that. Just lost my light. You're going to provide that. You understand? Oh, guys, just lost my light. Just lost my light. If you look at them as providing it for you and only them, and you can't have it without them, then that's the subtle difference between thinking they're great and putting them on a pedestal. Because not only have you thought they're better than you, but it could also be you've put your whole happiness on them and expecting them to be your whole happiness. And that's actually pedestaling someone in the most unrealistic way, because not only can they not be your whole happiness, but they're also reflecting you. So if you understand thought reflection and you understand that your specific person and everyone in your reality is simply your reflection of your inner, most dominant thoughts about yourself, then how can they think you're great if you think they're better? How can they think you're great if you put your whole happiness into them and think, without you, I'm nothing? That's the danger zone of putting someone on a pedestal. Not the loving them, not the thinking they're a great guy, not you respecting them, not you looking up to them as a father and a leader and a businessman and a husband. That's great. You want that kind of respect and love for someone. That's understandable and what you want. You don't want someone who's less than that. But if you're looking at them like your whole happiness, if you're looking at them to make you happy, if you're looking at them to be better than you, if you're looking at you as less than them, then that's the danger zone. So now that we've got the difference, because we don't want to think we can't love them, that's different. Now we're going to figure out how to not do that. So tell me, guys, how will we not do that? How will we not put them on a pedestal as better than us and make ourselves less than? What's the key? What is the key? Who knows? I already said it. What's it got to do with? It's not to do with them. We should be on the pedestal like the world revolves around me, yes. Self-concept, exactly. So if your concept of yourself is, I won't be chosen, then as you think this guy's great and you get to know him better and you like his qualities and he treats you well and he starts spending more time with you, you'll start seeing all his qualities as so amazing. And then you might think, oh God, he's so amazing. He might have other options. Maybe he won't choose me. Maybe this guy's such an amazing guy. He's actually going to have other girls talking to him. I'm sure if he's still on dating sites, he's still talking to girls. If I like him so much, maybe other girls like him more. And that's your story, isn't it? Of you not being chosen, of other girls being competition, of you not being enough. So you've sticky noted him with, you've got other options. There are other girls because you're so great. You won't choose me. And as you're doing that, you're getting lower and lower down on the totem pole and getting lower and lower down and putting him further and further up on the pedestal of, you have other options. You won't choose me. Other girls are around you because you're so fucking great. Another girl could think, he's so fucking great, but I'm equally great. He's so fucking great, but actually I'm higher. He's so fucking great, he's going to choose me because I'm equally as amazing. That's different. You understand the subtle difference between thinking they're great and thinking they're better than you. Thinking they're great and thinking they've got other options. Thinking they're great and thinking you're less than them so they won't choose you. It's all to do with you, right? When I say I'm chosen, sometimes I feel like I'm putting men on a pedestal to choose me. Well, then don't say those words. Just in the Mentor Monday that was just on, Sarah and Sarah were both saying they don't like the word chosen, and it makes them probably feel that way. That might be why they don't use it. Guys, use words you would say. Just because I say certain affirmations or I have certain affirmations in sleep tapes or my affirmation tapes on YouTube, it doesn't mean you have to speak that way. That's how I would say it, right? I've got a real old story from childhood that I won't be chosen because there's something wrong with me. So chosen for me is an extremely strong word because my thought is because of who I am and how I am, I won't be the chosen person. So chosen for me is extremely strong. And I don't see it as like, you're making all the choices. I see it as like, I'm the chosen one in a more like, I've been ordained as the chosen person out of all others. I see it more like that. If you find it grates on your nerves or it is clunky with you or it paints another picture of, oh, I'm looking up to you and it's putting you on a pedestal to choose me, please choose me, then fuck, please don't use that because that image is a terrible one. But it depends on what works for you. Right? So that's what we don't want. We don't want that kind of feeling of like, are you going to choose me? I'm giving all the choice to you. And if you can understand, if you've done that, that's the first key. We've understood what's the difference. We've understood, are we just in love with them and think they're great? Or are we putting them on a pedestal and thinking they're better than us? Oh, we're doing that. Okay. Now, why am I doing that? Oh, because I've got self-concept stories that other people are competition and therefore you won't choose me because I don't feel essentially enough as I am. Okay. The key is, the third key is understanding they're not really choosing. They're just reflecting your story because they've got no free will in your reality. So if you put them on a pedestal and you think they're better than you, you're the one who made up that story. If you're looking up to them and you're less than, you're the one who made up that story that you're less than. If you're deciding they're going to choose you or not choose you, you're the one who gave them that choice with your thinking that they have the choice. You gave them the free will to choose you. You're giving them the free will to decide. They don't decide, guys. They reflect. They don't decide. They reflect. So if you've got a shitty story that you're not enough and they won't choose you because you're not enough, then they won't because they're reflecting you. Then you'll turn around later to your dumb friends and bitch them and say, he didn't choose me, he had all these other options the whole time. And they'll go, oh, he was a player, he was a such and such. And those dumb bitches won't have any idea that the entire time you were giving that guy complete free will to not choose you with your story of I'm not chosen, I'm not the chosen one, those girls are better than me. He, of course, has other girls because I'm not enough as I am. So the key is to understand what your story is and then not give them the free will to reflect that fucking story. You've got to change that story so they don't reflect that story. And stop thinking they are choosing or not choosing. Stop giving them the free will to decide because all they're doing is reflecting. They're not deciding, they're reflecting. Oh, thank God I remembered that. You understand? So the key to not putting them on a pedestal is to understand you can love them, yes. You can think they're great, yes. Why the fuck would you want to be with someone who isn't great? I mean, that would be sadomasochism, right? So we don't want that. We want someone we think is great. Of course we fucking do. That's fine. That's not putting them on a pedestal. That's loving them. Putting them on a pedestal is thinking they are so wonderful that they're not going to choose you, or they're so above you and you're below them. That's not great. And that's about your concept of yourself, thinking you're not enough, thinking people are better, thinking you won't be chosen, thinking you're going to be hurt, thinking whatever story that you're putting on them, oh, he's a player, or he's got more money than me, he's going to look down on me because I'm not enough because I don't earn as much as him. Whatever story you got, he's so good looking and I'm not good looking enough, or he's got such a buff gym body and I'm all soft and squishy and he won't like that. Whatever story it is, it's got nothing to do with him, it's all to do with you, right? Then you've got to understand, well, if I'm doing that, I'm the person doing that and I'm giving him the choice, I'm giving him the free will to choose me or not choose me. I'm giving him the free will to be above me or not above me. I'm giving him the free will to decide whether he wants me or not decide. And you're the one doing that. They're not deciding, they're reflecting. So you've got to change your story about yourself that doesn't put them above you, that puts you on equal footing to them, or you above them, actually, if you can. Okay, thinking I'm the fucking best choice. You're never going to find a girl like me. You could search the whole world and never find a girl like me. Are you fucking kidding me? You're lucky to be with me. Have you ever had a guy, I've had guys say before, I don't know why you're with me. Why'd you choose me out of everyone? And I think, yeah, you think that. Right? If you can get on equal footing in your mind or above in your self-concept, then you'll never put them above you, because in your mind, you are enough. In your mind, you're the chosen one. In your mind, you're deciding whether you want them or not. They're not deciding, you decide. But you've got to understand, guys, if you're giving them the free will to be above you, if you're giving them the free will to choose you or not choose you, then you're allowing them to decide, and all they're doing is reflecting that shitty story that you're not enough, the shitty story that you won't be chosen. They're not deciding. They're simply reflecting like a mirror, not making a decision. They're reflecting. They're not making a decision. They're not thinking their own thoughts. They're not making their own choices. They're not choosing to choose you or not choose you, or act arrogantly or be mean, or any of the things that you see them as above you, like, oh, he's mean to me, sometimes he criticizes me, sometimes he's so much better than me, better looking than me, sometimes he criticizes me because we go to the gym and I can't lift the weights as well as him and he thinks I'm an idiot. That's all your stories. I'm an idiot, my body's not good enough, I get criticized, I'm not enough. He's just reflecting it. He comes out mean, he comes out critical, he comes out putting you down. You're the one who did that. When you met him, it was like this, then he started to go like this because of your thinking about him, because of your thinking about yourself. And now you're giving him the choice to decide how to treat you, how to be with you, whether to choose you. He's not deciding. He's reflecting like a mirror. And if you think you're less than, he'll go like this. And if you think he's mean, he'll be like this. You're doing it. That's the way to stop putting them on a pedestal. You've got to realize you're the one putting them there based on your story about yourself. But there's nothing wrong with loving them. There's nothing wrong with respecting them or thinking they're the greatest guy you ever met, unless you're thinking you're less than him. Why would you marry the guy who isn't the greatest guy you ever met? You can think he's the greatest guy you ever met, guys. That's the point of marrying them, isn't it? So there's a difference. So don't be thrown if that's just what you think. But if you're thinking that and thinking you're less than, if you're thinking that and giving them choices, if you're thinking that and letting them decide and not realizing they're reflecting, then that's the key and that's what you need to change. Okay, guys, that makes sense? Oh, glad I got through that. Remember what I was saying. Yeah. What's this? You can do it, Loz. I know why. I've never had a brain fart in my whole life and not remember what I was saying. I must have just gone backwards to reiterate what I was saying and then forgot the original point I was trying to say. How do you dig deep into why you feel that way? Well, that's what all my courses are about, Lynn. So if you've done the self-concept course, I have an assessment to assess what you think that way. Why? And then you discover in the course why you think that way by going back to your childhood, by going back to your memories and discovering why. So it assesses you, then you uncover why, and then you fix it. In my Worthy as Fuck for Love course, there's an assessment, then you uncover why, and then you uncover what happened in your relationships, and then you uncover the old story of your specific person, and then you change it, and then you fix it. If you're doing back and begging right now, we are delving into our self-concepts and why people are turning up the way they are, why our specific person has the story they have, and that you need to forgive them and forget it. So part 2 just dropped yesterday, and it's called Forgive Them If You Want Them Back. And it's all about forgiving and forgetting the old story that you created, like you putting them on a pedestal. Oh, thank you, Jenna, for the gift. Got it? So, guys, come and join Back and Begging. It's only $35 and you get to watch the Mentor Monday next Monday, and you can watch the replay that just happened today. It's in the squad now. And Back and Begging is in the guide section. Hang on, guys. Any questions? Just join the squad. It's time to change me. Wonderful, Rose. So, guys, just give Jenna time to let you into the squad, okay? What's this, Jody? What did Jody say? They are not deciding, they are reflecting. Not just SP, but everyone who is in your life. Exactly, darling. Exactly. Manifesting Lola, everyone your reality, everyone you come in contact with. What's this? Hang on, I'm missing this. Back and Begging part 2 is amazing. Oh, thank you, darling. He has to be equal to your self-concept. Well, it's up to you. You can decide he has to be equal. He can be less than. It's up to you. Do you have tips on how to make your manifestations / affirmations feel natural? We'll stop saying things that just regurgitation. Okay, so if I say chosen and that doesn't feel right to you, it doesn't feel natural, then don't say that. A lot of you just regurgitate affirmations you hear or see something on Pinterest and regurgitate it, but it's nothing you would say. It's not in the language you would speak. It's not the way you would say things. So why is it going to be? It's going to be totally anathema to your brain and it won't work. Right? So make it more natural by being something you would say about you. And it also needs to be stuff that's the story of you. You need to uncover that. You have beautiful skin. Oh, thank you, darling. Had a great conversation with my SP today. Oh, good, darling. What if you can't pick someone to be your SP out of 2 people? I've been in that situation many times, Simran. And honestly, if you just get in the knowing that you're with the best person and you've made the best choice and that you're with someone who treats you beautifully, eventually the person who is going to be the person who treats you beautifully and is the person you want to choose will step up and your brain will make the decision. How do you dig deep into why? Okay, I saw the one. How do we stop letting them decide? You stop giving them free will, Mary. You stop going into my group and reading success stories and falling for it when it's a scam artist and then going and buying their workbook because you're so easily influenced out of desperation, Mary. I'm annoyed at you. Darling, you're looking for every single answer everywhere. Is it here? Is it here? Is it here? Is it here? You've got to decide you're different. I'm different. I don't need to buy workbooks. I don't need to do any more courses. I don't need to ask any more questions. I'm different. Is it out here? The answer out here? I'm different. I'm looking out here. No, I mustn't be different. Have I decided I'm different? Have I decided I'm different? That's what I was annoyed about, darling. The guy I'm seeing is fully reflecting my SP, like a mirror of him, but not quite him. Crazy. It'll happen, guys. It'll happen. And then you'll be like, shook. I had something happen to me a couple of weeks ago, and I sat, and the person was repeating back to me so much stuff that's what I've been manifesting, like, for some time, like years. And I was almost mute for half the conversation because they just kept coming out with shit that I have had in journals, in pictures in my mind, that I've had mediums say to me will happen. And I'm like, it was in photos, in their words, in what they were saying, in their actions. And I just sat there for half of this night going, Fuck me. So, guys, it even shocks me sometimes, right? When they really reflect you, you're like, I'm shook. I love the low side eye. Hang on. When you're changing self-concept and taking them off the pedestal, do you stop accepting how they're acting? Well, they will change. But if they're acting still shitty, then you haven't really changed your thinking, or you're still looking into what they're doing and thinking it's the old story. And you haven't fully accepted that it's you being reflected. We're not accepting their behaviour that's shitty and letting them walk all over us like we're a doormat. We're going, wow, I'm still reflecting that old shitty story out, aren't I? I can't react to him. I've just got to respond. There's a difference. Coming to back and begging, darling. You sound like you need it. The guy I'm saying, oh, that's amazing. Antonia, stop thinking you're not chosen. Stop thinking their religions are an issue. Guys, if you're thinking their religion's an issue, you're Romeo and Julietting yourself, and I feel really fucking sorry for you. Los SP and I have different religions. Oh, what are you living in 1925, are you, Antonia? Who fucking cares? Someone with the same as his, what do I do? And he chose someone with the same as his. No, darling, you've got a story that in your country or in your culture, no one can be with someone different. And so you've fucking Romeo and Julieted yourself all by yourself, and he'll probably marry that bitch, and you'll be sitting there going, why'd that happen? And you'll meet another guy, and the same fucking story will happen again because you've got this really fucking strong story that things don't work out for you and you don't get chosen and you don't get what you want. It's actually the story about you. It's actually not even the story of your culture. Somebody else in your culture could see the culture of two people needing to have the same religion, and they won't choose that stupid story, and they'll be chosen by someone with a different religion because they don't have the shitty self-concept you do about you not being enough as you are, Antonia. So stop blaming religion on your self-concept issues that you need to fix. Your brain will find any reason that you're not chosen. Oh, the religion, oh, the country I live in, oh, he has to marry someone Jewish and I'm not Jewish, blah, 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 blah. It's all this, Antonia, it's all this. What if SP treated us amazing even when self-concept was low? Well, then decide that that's great, right? You've manifested in a perfect person who treats you beautifully no matter how you're acting, right? But treated us amazing. Well, they're obviously gone, aren't they, Cindy? Is this Cindy? You're putting it in past tense. So something happened. Something happened where it changed. Don't bullshit me. Oh, but it was great the whole time, but they left me. Something went wrong. My SP2 repeats most of my affirmations daily. It's amazing. Really? Honestly, I was sitting at this thing and I was just like this. Every now and again, I would just mute because I was so shocked. I was like, got to be joking. When it works, it really fucking works. Working on self-concept, and now I have so many men asking me out and giving me attention, but none I'm interested in. Doesn't matter, darling. They will come. Build it and they will come, okay? No, it's working. Build you and they will come. My ex is an Orthodox Jewish guy, wanted to date me, and I went against his family. Exactly. They will go against their family, guys, if you've got the story that you're going to be the chosen person. Doesn't matter. But if you hold that really shitty story that we can't be together, well, you're being just like Romeo and Juliet, and look what happened to them. It wasn't a pretty tale. Do I keep watching or let go to start one of back and begging? Let's finally drop this old story. What do you mean? Go back to part one, start part one, then do part two. Guys, it's in there for 2 months. So you can do one video one day and the next video the next day. They're all in the guides. We do not ask people to breathe life into old stories. Yes, guys. Let's not ask about the old story. If someone comes in with a success story, guys, and then you go, what was your old story? What happened before? Don't ask them that. Why do they want to relive their old story when they've just manifested back their person with successfully only thinking of the new story, and then you're asking them to relive it? No, that means you've learned fuck all. I really like this guy, but I keep seeing signs that he's going to marry his current person. So he will, Rose, because you're putting meaning into the signs. The signs don't mean anything, darling. I could see hibiscus trees and think that means something. I've put that meaning on hibiscus flowers. What the fuck, darling? You've been watching some woo-woo bullshit about signs. You're the only person who decided that sign means he's marrying her. So guess what? That's coming from your fear that you're not chosen and he'll marry her, and then he will. And you'll literally manifest that because you've been watching fucktards who don't teach this properly. I feel like I'm doing something wrong, which is why I keep doing the courses. No fucking shit, Mary. No shit. I said that to Sasha. I said, when Mary finally uncovers that her main story is I do things wrong, and that's why you crapped on and on and on to Sasha about, I've upset Loz, I feel like I do things wrong all the time. I said to Sasha, gee, I hope Mary realizes that's her main self-concept issue and she fucking wakes up. Ta-da, you've woken up. Hooray, Mary. Hallelujah. So do you think maybe you might have that story about your SP and you've done something wrong and he's not coming back because you did things wrong? Oh my God, you've just uncovered something. Ta-da! You don't need to buy any other courses from any other fake gurus from Pakistan now because you just fucking uncovered it, didn't you, Mary? Hooray. I'm glad you did that silly thing because now you've figured it out. Hallelujah. Now you can work on it. Go and do my I don't do things wrong sleep tape, darling, every single night. I have to listen to that myself because I wrote that for myself, darling. I've got the same problem as you. I used to. Right? I'm being hard on you because I want you to win. Is it wrong for me to manifest two guys wanting me to be the girlfriend? No, guys, just do that if you want to. How can I manifest commitment with my SP? I want him to do the first moves. Well, you've got a story that he won't commit. You've got a story that you can't do anything to make it happen. You've got a story that he has to do all the first moves. You've got a fucking story. Why don't you just see you and them together? Why don't you bypass all the how? You're asking me how questions. How can I do this? I want him to do this. I want him to do this way. I want him to come here, turn around 5 times, say flippity gibbet and ask me to marry him. Why don't you just go to the end? Loz, I just did part 2 of Back and Begging. It's so eye-opening. Oh, wonderful. So, guys, Back and Begging part 2 dropped yesterday in the squad. You can get it now, and it's a very eye-opening video about forgiving you and forgiving them to get them back. Back and Begging part 2 is in the squad now. Squad has so many perks. Back and Begging, make them assess, Q&A forum and live with advanced coaching, Mentor Monday, so many successes, subconsciousloz.com. Yes, darling. Whee! So, guys, Mentor Monday just came out. It's going to be the most insightful thing you're going to see every week. Different mentors discussing their manifestations, their success stories, discussing your questions, giving you more insight into your questions in the Q&A forum you've asked. It's going to be every Monday in the squad from now on. Guys, there's so much in the squad for only $35. It's a literal no-brainer. When I take this off the website, you guys are going to be shocked how expensive this course is. You're going to go, oh, shit, I should have just paid $35 for this. Okay? Because it's going to be a full-on course. It's going to have so much in it. It's going to be taken out, put on my website as a full-blown course. And if you guys don't get it now, you're going to kick yourself. Someone said to me yesterday on my TikTok, I don't have Facebook. I'll just wait until the website comes on the website. I went, it'll be 5 times the price. I don't think she realized. I'm like, okay, do that then. It's a strange choice. You could just join Facebook with a fake name. We don't care. Makes so much sense. I appreciate you so much. Oh, good, Rose. Stop listening to morons. Get in the squad and stop complaining. Yes, Danny. Is it 35 AUD or USD? Everything's in USD, darling. No one understands what AUD even is. Guys, outside of all the wonderful help Loz gives, please read Neville Goddard's works. Guys, if you haven't read Neville and you're watching me, please do yourself a favour. Will Manifest All the Things be on the website? Yes, it will be soon, guys. Jenna is actually going to upload it later because we've got another course coming after this and it's going to go hand in hand. So there's kind of no point us putting Manifest All the Things just yet. Unless we do it now. We could do it now, Jenna, I guess. Some people are asking about it. Anyway. Do I like Vegemite? Well, you spelled it wrong, darling. I love Vegemite. I love it. Although I very rarely eat bread these days, so I very rarely eat it, but I love it. Loz, what do you think about thinking your SP has you on the pedestal? That's great. That's great. Loz, what course should I do with you? Well, guys, it's up to you what your problem is, right? If your problem is not knowing what self-concept even is, go and do my intermediate kind of self-concept course, which gives you all the basics, all the explanations of what thought reflection is, how it works, your reticular activating system, your assessment about your self-concept, changing that. But if it's love you're after and you do understand self-concept, the fundamentals, go straight to Worthy as Fuck for Love. But if it's manifesting back a specific person, you've got a really fucking strong story about them, I would get Back and Begging in the squad. And if there's mini courses, then do the one specific. Lots of people want Manifest All the Things, all of the success. Yes. I think the reason why a lot of people want Manifest All the Things now is because there was so many launched this Thursday. Yeah, we could. Because there were so many success stories. Maybe we should. Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it, Jenna, whenever you think. We could launch it this Thursday, guys, because there were so many success stories from that mini course. I think a lot of people will want to keep it hot in their minds because there was so much success. Working on self-concept a lot now. I find myself not wanting SP now. Is that normal? Exactly what happens. A lot of people feel the exact same way, Elizabeth. Good. I always say, I'm the prize and perfect in your eyes. That's great. I'm the prize and perfect in your eyes. It's good when it rhymes, guys. Remember it. Will this be in the squad? Will this video be in the squad? These videos, guys, get dropped on my YouTube the following week. So if you're not at my Subconscious Laws YouTube channel. I've got over 20,000 people in there. Come and subscribe. I drop all of these TikTok lives in there. So this one will be called putting your specific person on a pedestal ? Okay, specific person on a pedestal. And you can watch this. And if I've answered your question, you can watch it back. Okay, so come and join Subconscious Laws YouTube. Put the bell on, the subscribe and notifications so you get all my, when I go live in there for Q&A when I launch these. So whenever these premiere, these videos, these replays a week later, I also sit in the Q&A and answer your questions. So put the notification bell on too. So this will be on YouTube and Manifest All the Things will be already launched. Yes, so by the time this comes out, Manifest All the Things, our previous mini course that had so much success in the squad will be out already. Okay, guys? So I've got to remember when I talk, you guys are watching it a week later on YouTube. He's great and he wants only the best for him and me. What's this, Danny? Your SP good. Had a guy I'm not really interested in obsessing over me and wanting to make me my fave dessert. Oh, wonderful. Changing your self-concept, they reflect you. Yes, guys. Is it okay to manifest and affirm my boyfriend even though I have him and we're healthy? Yes, guys. We've got to keep the story going if you're with them already. You don't get in a relationship with them, get them back, and then drop the fucking story and think they're a piece of shit. No, you keep the story going, please. That's how you lose them if you don't. That's what this course is about too, guys. Having them back and begging and keeping them begging and keeping them back. A lot of you get your specific person back and lose them. That's why I started my account in the first place. I did that because I listened to fuckwits who don't know how to keep them by staying in the good self-concept that you got them with in the first place. That's what this course will teach you, okay? I've been manifesting so many free things and parking spots every day now. Oh, I wonder what Ellen got from Manifest All the Things. What's the next course? Do you know yet? I think the next course is going to be a more manifestation-based course, not a love course necessarily. It's going to be a real understanding the basics, understanding how to do this, understanding what everything means, understanding a real, like, so that you walk away with the absolute fundamentals, knowing how to do everything. What is on my glasses? There's something on my glasses. I can see it. Or is it on my phone? Looks like there's something on my glasses. Oh, must be a shadow. We're still deciding, but I think that's what it's going to be. Kind of like Neville Goddard simplified. So if you don't understand Neville, the next course I think I'll do on that. Would you guys like that? A course about Neville Goddard's teachings and what they really mean. If you guys have really had trouble understanding him and understanding law of assumption, I could do a course on that. Yes? You are live, you queen. Yes, I am. I manifested X back and somehow he blocked me again within 3 weeks. How do I get him back? Because you had stories, darling, that either it was too good to be true or you don't want to fuck it up or you said something wrong or he wouldn't stay the same or you can't believe this is too good to be true or some fucking story. What story were you having? Change that and he'll stop blocking you. My SP loves me and wrote me a letter saying it, but now he says he can't be in a relationship. Well, darling, decide that he can. That's your story being reflected. All right, guys. Yes, you want that kind of course? Okay, good. So, guys, I will be live another time this week on TikTok, so make sure you got your notification bell on, but make sure you come and join my free Subconscious Laws Facebook group, my free YouTube, obviously it's free, Subconscious Laws, where this will be played back next week. There's another one launching tomorrow, premiering tomorrow, and if you join me for the premiere, I sit in the Q&A forum, like the little chat box on the side on YouTube for the whole video answering your questions. So come and join me for the premiere. Put the bell on. Okay, put subscription and subscribe and put the bell on. And then this will be on YouTube next week. You can watch it back, but you can also watch the one tomorrow. Then Back and Begging is in the squad now. Part 2 just dropped. You can find part 1 and part 2 in the guide section of the squad. Just come and join at subconsciouslaws.com. It's only $35. And with that $35, you get all the benefits of those courses. Plus, Mentor Monday, you can just watch back. It's just happened. You can go live with me on Fridays. There's the Q&A forum to ask your questions and all the wonderful support in there. Yes, guys, part 2, Back and Begging out now, and I'll see you soon. Bye, guys.